I went to a funeral for Osgood Perkins. It was stunningly beautiful and unlike anything I've ever been invited to before. It was at the Forever Cemetery here in California where a lot of the celebrities are buried. I've never walked the grounds before or been to the mausoleum amidst all the remains of the Hollywood elite. It was staggering. It gave me goosebumps. And to think it was all just a ploy to get me to watch what I think will be one of 2025's best horror films. But I'm getting ahead of myself. First, turn out the lights, find a safe hiding space, and fall in to haunting season. Okay, so it wasn't a funeral for Osgood Perkins exactly. It was for his character Chip from the upcoming movie The Monkey. The only thing I knew about the movie going in was that it was originally written as a story by Stephen King, screenplay and direction were by Osgood Perkins, and it was produced by James Wan. That's it. I hadn't even seen a teaser, so I had no idea what to expect. They said to dress for a funeral, because there will be a mock funeral for this event that I'm going to. So that should be interesting. Yeah, and I'm thinking it's going to be cold, so I'm going to layer up a couple of layers and I'm going to put on a hat. I'm thinking something, thinking something along the lines of this. Yeah, it's pretty basic, pretty simple, but I don't have anyone to impress. I don't even know the fake deceased. It was just after dark when I got to the cemetery, which is absolutely gorgeous, by the way, with all of its elaborate mausoleums and stones and statues. Across a little pond, I could see a red building with a few people gathering and figured that was the place to be. I've been going to screenings like this since 2022. I still get so nervous. This is crazy. They had a hearse outside with a beautiful arrangement of roses that spelled out Chip's name, and as I waited there to get my photo taken, I ended up meeting up with a few friends from the horror community like Hauntina, Ghoul Host, and the Ghoul Daddies, and I finally got to meet Horror Vixen after being in a Venn diagram of friends for the past few years. These are some of the most kind and warm-hearted people I've met in LA, and since I was riding solo for this event, I was incredibly relieved to have some people there that I knew. I even bumped into my buddy Nick, even though I forgot to get a photo or any video with him. Then the doors opened, and the organ swelled, and we slowly proceeded into the cathedral where we were handed a pamphlet, a little packet of something, we'll get to that later, and were greeted by a glowing red room of statues and urns and hallways, one of which led to the casket of Chip. Oh, Chip. Poor Chip. He was taken too soon, I think. Actually, at this point, I had no idea why any of this was happening. This is absolutely the weirdest thing I have ever been invited to. It's literally a funeral. Like, in a mausoleum full of actual dead people. This is unreal. I don't know what to do with myself. I opened up my pamphlet to the centerfold and was very confused about what I saw there. Is this the back of someone's head? Is this part of the monkey? What are we looking at here? I guess we would find out soon. After paying my respects to dear old Chip, I saw a line down the other end of the hall and got in. At the end of the line were snacks, packed neatly away in the drum of the monkey, which was sufficiently creepy if I do say so myself. I grabbed a liquid death to take back to my seat and killed a little bit of time. Okay, so they gave us this respiratory supplement, and on the back it says, tear open, wave pouch under nostrils, do not remove pad from pouch, do not eat, do not do dumb shit with it, it's nasty. And it says the ingredients are ammonia, ethanol, and purified water. Warning, for external use only, flammable, keep away from flames. You know, like Aunt Ida, keep out of reach of children, especially those who play around with wind-up monkeys. Oh God, that's terrible. It's like kitchen cleaner. It really is. It really is ammonia. And then I settled into the movie, which was far and above one of my favorite viewing experiences of my entire life. It had absolutely nothing to do with the fact that we were in this situation. This was just kind of weird, but super fun. But no, this movie absolutely blew me away. Like, how could something be so profoundly Stephen King and so unapologetically Osgood Perkins at the same time? My theory is that Perkins must have the same kind of deep appreciation and love for Stephen King's books and movies as I do. It's the only way an adaptation like this could have dialogue that feels so truthful to how King writes, while sharing that with the sick, dark, jet black humor of Osgood Perkins. I'm gonna try my best not to oversell it, but baby, I'm in love. Rarely do I walk away from a movie with this level of infatuation, with this level of sheer shock and awe and giggly butterflies. My face hurt from smiling, my gut hurt from laughing, my muscles were sore from cringing and tensing up, but don't just take my word for it.
Hey, hello.
Just saw the monkey, 10 out of 10, 5 stars.
This is the most fun I've ever had watching a movie, especially a horror movie like this.
That is crazy.
It was insanely gory and disgusting.
Horror comedies are my jam, so this was so much fun.
The gore, the kills, everything's perfect. It's crazy!
I don't want to give away any spoilers, but Osgood Perkins is definitely at his peak. You can tell he definitely had some fun making this.
I love Gretel and Hansel, unpopular opinion, and Osgood leveled up.
Completely different from Longlegs.
If you feel like seeing 2 movies prior to this, I would say This Is the End and Final Destination. It's giving.
I think people need to run to the theater and watch The Monkey. Just don't bring anything home.
This movie has more deaths than I think I've seen in a film in recent history. It's not Terrifier level gore and violence, but it's also very gory and very violent. People die in the most unbelievable and shocking ways, and it goes from the top of this movie straight to the bottom. In fact, I want to do a full kill count at some point because this movie has really, really high numbers. I just know it. And each time that it happens, each time somebody dies, even when you see it coming, it's an absolute shock to the system. Like somebody has rigged an electrode to the seat of your pants that goes off every time the color red appears. But this movie is more than just the effects. It's a really interesting story about 2 twin boys who come across their estranged father's old wind-up monkey. A monkey that you might feel inclined to call a toy, but it most certainly is not, and don't say that ever again. The story follows the boys through some rough years and well into their adulthood. I love that this film starts with the kid actors. I enjoy films that take you through large chunks of people's lives, and I think starting with childhood feels very specifically Stephen King. You get vibes of Stand By Me and It and Dreamcatcher a little bit, with that childlike wonder coming face to face with pure evil. And then moving into adulthood, you get to see how the aftermath of that trauma they went through transformed them as humans, how it ate away at parts of them, making them who they are now. I can't say a whole bunch else without spoiling things, so I think I'll just leave it roundabout here. The movie is such a good time. It's funny and shocking and made me surprisingly uneasy. The design of the monkey itself is haunting and truly gave me the creeps throughout the movie. There's elements of abstract filmmaking in here. There's commentary on relevant themes in American society because unlike Damien Leone, Osgood Perkins realizes that horror films are inherently political. Art in general is designed to start conversations about important topics, to shine a light on societal issues, and to hold a mirror up to those watching and say, take a closer look. I won't get super in the weeds about this, but I think Damien's comments about his films having no meaning and that he just makes horror films to purely entertain are tone deaf and disheartening. I got a lot out of Terrifier 2 for what it's worth. I even told him to his face at Midsummer Scream I didn't enjoy the first movie because I felt like it was senseless violence against women, and that part 2 actually gave me a lot to think about and that I found deep meaning in it. But I guess that wasn't his point. That's neither here nor there. The point I'm trying to make is The Monkey is totally worth seeing. 5 stars for me. It's going to be really, really tough to knock this from my top movie of the year, but it's only February, folks, and we have a lot of films coming out this year. What an experience to be in this cemetery, in a mausoleum, or surrounded by dead people with a mock funeral. Just so much fun. And now I get to walk the cemetery and try and find a spot. I've never been here before. This is so cool. But I'm going to try and catch an Uber home. But That was just a blast. And I can't believe the level of what they put on. And I get to bring home the monkey. Don't turn the key. Well, that's it for now. Hit the subscribe button if you're having a good time. Let me know if you want more content like this and other content. Just put it in the comments and come back for the next one, because we're more likely to survive if we stick together.